I have so many more sci-fi movies to go through. Sci-fi fantasy, but still, I have so many more. I have at least, like, 15 to 20. Let's just continue. Here's two Ron Howard films, or rather, a Ron Howard film and its sequel, Cocoon, from the late 1970s to early 80s, I think. This film is actually kind of rare. You can't really get it on streaming at all for some odd reason, and it doesn't have a 4K release. Though I thought I did hear a rumor that they were working on one. I don't remember. It was just a rumor, but this is a film that does have an audience, and it is one of Ron Howard's first movies, but I've never watched it all the way through. Anyways. And then we have Cocoon: The Return, which is the sequel, and this one you can find on streaming, but it's not directed by Ron Howard. And I found that, I think, at a thrift store in Ukiah, or, I don't know if it was Ukiah. I don't remember for sure. It was a place by Crescent City. It wasn't Ukiah, because Ukiah is there. I don't remember where I got that one. I remember the store, but I don't remember the name of the town. Anyways, moving on. The Day the Earth Stood Still, or, sorry, The Day After Tomorrow. This is the lenticular slip edition that I got at the Opportunity House in Vacaville, back when that place used to be so much better. There was a time where they had shelves upon shelves of DVDs, and then they shut down, and then they opened back up, and they had a way smaller selection. But for a short time, they had so much, and it's sad. I need to go back there and see if they've gotten any more titles in, you know, if they've gotten a bigger selection, but it's still very sad. And yeah, this is a film that I've never seen. It's sci-fi. It's technically action, I guess. It's from the director of Independence Day, which I didn't like that film. I'm sorry, but I found it very boring and weird. So, yeah. Here's a probably terrible sci-fi movie. This is one I've actually never really heard anything about, but I saw a trailer for it on my DVD copy of A Dog's Purpose, I believe. The Space Between Us. And if you can't guess the plot, it's basically about a couple who are in love and they're separated by planets, and the line, the space between us, is about how outer space is in between them. I bought this at the ARC store for a very cheap price. And from the title alone, it sounds like a terrible space movie. It sounds so cliche and so dumb. But I was interested, so I did pay $2 and buy this. And I may love it, or I may hate it, and I may end up regretting ever purchasing this. But at least it's in nice condition. So if I ever do want to get rid of it, I won't have too hard of a time doing so. I do like the slipcover. Next, we got, let's see. Oh, this is a War of the Worlds disc that I missed. This is a HBO special bonus disc to the Tom Cruise, Steven Spielberg War of the Worlds movie. Yeah, I meant to show this when I showed that, but my mistake. I'll have to put these, this next to them in the shelf. And, yeah, like I said, I wasn't a big fan of that movie, or at least I haven't heard good things. Here's one I remember watching once. This is Sky Captain World of Tomorrow, Special Collector's Edition. Technically, this should be an action. I may be messed up on the genre, but whatever. Special features, commentary, Brand New World Chapter 1 and 2, deleted scenes. I think this is one of those films that is well known to some people. It's from 2004. It's rated PG. I found it at the St. Vincent not the St. Vincent, the Opportunity House, very cheap. So it was another one of those, oh, I found it very cheap, I'm going to try it out films. Here's another one that I bought kind of on a whim. This is Stardust, that I bought at the St. Vincent de Paul Society in Fremont. I've heard very weird things about this movie, about what the story is, so I'm not even sure if I'm going to like this, but I haven't watched it yet, so I haven't thrown it out. But this is the disc. And then we have a film that old friend of mine told me about. This is I, Robot with Will Smith, full screen edition. Very cool slipcover, I will say. But, yeah. I've heard things about it. I haven't watched it. Here's the disc. And here's the pamphlets. I've never watched this, like I said. I've never sat through it. Yeah. Next, I've got After Earth, the M. Night Shyamalan film, with Jaden Smith and Will Smith. This was another one of those kind of, oh, it sounds interesting, so I'll pay very little amount, and I'll try it out. I bought this at a garage sale. That's how low budget this purchase was. I bought this at, like, a yard sale in my town. So, I've never seen this, but it is, a film. Oh, these are interesting. Actually, should I show these first? Nah. These are interesting. Okay, so these are fantasy films. And I'll give you a hint to what they are. There is a Disney Plus adaptation of them. That's your hint. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. I enjoy both of these movies for being fun films. Do I think they're good? No, I don't. I've heard some things. They sound pretty terrible compared to the books. And I've never read the books, but I do own them. And so I enjoy them for being movies. It's just kind of like whatever. Oh boy, this is going to be a lot of movies. I'll show this one first then. A Joss Whedon directed film, Firefly, from the, it says Experience the Ultimate Action Adventure. This even has a cool DVD box set edition that I never picked up. I know Joss Whedon's very controversial. The fact is he did direct the Avengers films, and I do enjoy those films on their own. And I am able to a point to separate the artist from the art. That said, I know nothing about the Firefly television show. I know nothing about it. But this did look like a cool sci-fi movie, so I picked it up. And I've never watched it. And, I'll just go into these. What you're about to see is the entirety of my Star Trek movie collection. I don't own every single film, but I do own my favorite collector's editions of the first films. Some of them. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, the director's cut. Director's edition, sorry. Disc 2, Disc 1. Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Disc 1, Disc 2, or Disc 2, Disc 1. Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. This is the only Star Trek film I've ever watched all the way through that I remember. And it happens to be the worst one, but I still found it enjoyable. Disc 2 and Disc 1. Star Trek First Contact. Disc 1 and Disc 2. Oh, and another Star Trek movie, Star Trek Generations. And you got disc 1, and you got disc 2. Star Trek 2009. This is the J.J. Abrams reboot. Also, sorry if there's a jump cut. I had to grab something really quick. This is also the Blu-ray DVD edition of Star Trek 2009 with the different slipcover. And you've got Kirk's face on the back, or Spock. I don't remember which one it is. I need to watch these films, maybe, to understand them. But yeah, I do have this, and it has 3 discs. It has the DVD disc, or Blu-ray disc, and the DVD somewhere in here. Digital copy, rather. Actually, no, this doesn't have a DVD copy. This has 2 Blu-ray discs and a digital copy. My mistake. So you get 2 Blu-ray discs of bonus features, and then you get a digital copy on the side. There's also the collector's edition of Into Darkness and Star Trek 09 that comes with both films and bonus disc, which I don't know if I'm going to get that. I don't know if I care enough. But I will say Star Trek Into Darkness does star Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan, and I do like his work as Doctor Strange. Disc. And finally, for my Star Trek collection, I have Star Trek Beyond. And I found this very cheaply at a flea market, and it was only $1. And I've never watched these films all the way through, but they do exist. I do like the colors on the cover, though. Very pretty. And then I'm going to show you guys this one, too. This is Galaxy Quest. This is the... if you know how Spaceballs is a Star Wars spoof, this is that, but done in a more polite way, I think. This is a film that was very much praised by fans. It was done in a very honoring way to the Star Trek brand. Yeah, I've heard some good things about it. I've never seen it, though.